Let's rewind.
Rewind.
Welcome back to ScreenCrush Rewind. I am your host, Ryan Airy, and today we are talking about Punisher One Last Kill. Was it great? Was it the Punisher we've always been looking for? Was it good but not enough, or did it outright suck? I got a lot of people to bring on today to talk about that, and we're going to address this thing that's going around the internet that says that it had unfinished visual effects shots, and we have somebody who's refuted that and said we're going to show you the shot we're talking about and exactly the proof that maybe it's not an unfinished visual effects shot. I think you guys are going to get a good laugh out of it. And housekeeping real quick. If you are a ScreenCrush member, we were going to do our first live watch party tonight. We're going to do X-Men. I had to push it a week because frankly, I'm not feeling very well. And I don't want to do a stream tonight if I don't feel like I'm going to be completely up to it, especially since it's our first one. So 1 week from today at 8:00 p.m. on May 20th, we are going to be live streaming we're not going to live stream the X-Men. We're going to watch the X-Men with you and then live stream our reactions. And we're just going to have a watch party. It's going to be a lot of fun, but we can't actually stream it within the TV. In addition to that, normally we will do these for members only. We just introduced more tiers to our memberships, but this one's going to be open to everybody. We're going to just let everybody in. All you rabble rousers out there can come in, watch for free. And then eventually we'll port it over to members only. And then after that, our watch parties will be members only. Maybe we'll do like the first 20 minutes for everybody. And then we'll be like the little kids in Forrest Gump telling Forrest you can't sit here, and we'll kick everyone else out. But next Wednesday, May 20th, we're going to do a live watch party of X-Men 2000, not tonight. And if you are one of the 2 ScreenCrush store members on our tier, we owe you a Q&A live stream. We have put a poll up on our community page with a question just for you 2 guys. To let us know when you want to do your live stream. I want to make sure you get your money's worth. And we're adding in more tiers, or we're adding in more benefits soon. We're going to put people's names in the end credits of the videos. You know what it is at ScreenCrush. We all do a million things, so everything takes a long time to get done. With that housekeeping finished, I am excited to talk about Punisher. I'm not going to give my thoughts just yet. I want to hear from the rest of the team. First up, you know him as the guy who is always on break, Mr. Tommy Bechtold. Tommy,
hello, Ryan. How is everyone? Oh, thank you so much. I have to say, I'm not sitting in my office with lasers being pointed at me by Kevin Feige's goons. Everything I say today is because I want to say it. I'm not being punished.
Well, when you say lasers pushed at, I wasn't even thinking like targeting lasers. I thought you meant like the phone scrambling lasers they use to make sure none of us could see the Doomsday trailer from CinemaCon.
Oh, yes. No, these are harmful lasers that will vaporize me.
Okay, well, good. So are you saying we're not going to get your honest opinion on the Punisher today because you're under threat?
Oh, no. They're definitely not here. I'm just hypothetically, if there were goons pointing lasers at me, I would still feel compelled to speak honestly about this incredible experience of this special presentation.
All right, Tommy Bechtold bringing us a YouTube hostage video. All right, and coming up next, we have, him as the guy who's trapped in our television but doesn't know it, so please don't tell him, Mr. Colton Ogburn. What's up, Colton?
Oh, I'm glad Tommy liked it because I certainly felt punished.
All right, before we get into that, we have one other person to bring on, and I just want to publicly shout out Colton for all the hard work he's done this week. As you guys know, Colton just had a baby. He doesn't get much sleep these days. And then he's been knocking out things like The Boys, Punisher videos. You've been doing a great job. Thank you.
I had the baby, by the way. I hope that's clear. I had the baby.
Yeah, you sent me really graphic photos of that. And I did not appreciate them, but I am impressed.
Yeah, I thought you could have sold those photos. I don't know what you were doing giving them away for free. And coming up next, the last person we're going to bring on. This guy doesn't have a fun, cute nickname yet, but he sure as hell deserves one. You know him from our socials and from the co-writer of The Punisher and Our Boys, and he's all over the channel these days, Mr. Ethan Engel. What's going on, Ethan?
Hi, coming at you guys, laser-free and thankfully baby-free. And also not having the baby myself. Thanks for that image, Colton. But hello, Punisher.
Ethan totally has a cute nickname, but I'm not going to share it with you guys. That's between
us. No. That's his internet nickname. That's not his work nickname.
Can I just say that while there may not be lasers around, there is somebody who might want to tell
He's-
somebody.
he needs to
Is he going to
focus.
get in
There he
focus
is.
or not? Oh, there he is.
There is
Yeah.
somebody that might want to tell somebody something. So I don't know. Be careful.
Is that the second or third recon here? Is that this?
One bad, two bitch.
All right, guys, let's lay into it. So, Colton, you've already spoiled your thoughts on this, but so let's hear from either Ethan or Tommy first, and then we'll let you rebut. Ethan, Tommy, and by the way, everybody, remember super chats are always encouraged, not required. We've got 3 super chats already. We're going to get to them in just a second. 4 super chats. Oh my goodness. Go ahead.
I'll be honest, other people saw it before me, so I kind of had their reactions to it in my head when I watched it. I enjoyed it. There were specific things about it. Like, it got to a point where I got a little desensitized to the violence during that incredibly long, march through his neighborhood, the Punisher's Frank Castle's neighborhood. But overall, I think after Werewolf by Night came out, I kind of set my expectations for these special presentations to be like, they're not like the movies. It's not a movie. There's not going to be a million Easter eggs that will foretell future events. There might be some, but I liked it. I will say the highlight for me was the varying degrees of intelligence in the goons that went after Frank Castle, because some of them went after him with small knives and axes, and that is really stupid. But others of them had a more intelligent plan.
I would argue anyone stupid enough to go after Frank Castle.
That's a little true.
Well, I wonder how big the bounty was the Nucci's put on him. Oh, which, by the way, reminds me, spoilers are ahead for Punisher One Last Kill. Don't watch this unless you don't care about being spoiled. Okay, so spoilers are ahead for that. There we go. Colton, how much of a bounty was there on him? They don't, and these goons don't know they're in a Punisher TV special. They're the main character of their own story.
Well, they couldn't reveal that because that would have just made it, too long, I guess, if they took even a second to give a little bit of context to the story. Sorry, go ahead, Ethan.
What do you mean a little bit? There's a ton of context to the story. So the first half of the movie. Okay, anyways, Ethan, what's your thoughts on it?
I think I fall in a very we're in a 3 bears situation. I'm like, this was just okay. I'm in the middle of the pack. I think for what it is, it's a fun Punisher action sequence. I thought the action sequence itself, it's shot fine, except for that VFX shot that we'll get to. And what it's trying to say about the Frank Castle character and the Punisher character is really cool, really interesting. I just wish it was 2 hours long, or that this was another a new show or something like that. So I think I can turn my brain off and watch it and have fun, but also it left me wanting more that I don't think we'll get in Brand New Day.
And you guys are aligned here with our poll that we have up on the live chat right now. So far, the question, what did you think of One Last Kill? 43%, a majority say good, but I needed more, and 39% said I loved it. So only 7% really didn't like it. Colton, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Well, let's see. I just want to thank everyone for being here today. No. Listen, it's not bad.
Like you're at the start of a presidential debate.
Yeah. My fellow Americans. So
wrong.
Let me tell you something.
Thank everybody here today.
The vote stream is tomorrow.
Thoughts on the Punisher.
I love that Ryan went for the president. However you.
No, Mayor Quimby.
That is
what your idea is, and we'll vote for it. Who's based on Ted Kennedy?
Yes, of course. Yeah. Look, it's not bad, and that's why it's frustrating. If it were just bad, I probably would have just asked Ryan, hey, do I have to be on? It's the fact that it was really good what we got, and I really care about this character, and I love John Bernthal's portrayal of the character. I kind of feel like with this, like I did with Kenobi, it just feels like they're squandering opportunity. You've got Ewan McGregor back, in that situation. You've got Hayden Christensen back. I feel the same way with this. You've got John Bernthal here. He's super interested. He wants to do it. He even wanted to write the thing. He's a movie star now. I mean, God, he's about to be in Odyssey. He's about to be in the Spider-Man movie. Why are you giving us just this 40-minute Disney Plus drop that nobody's going to be talking about in 2 days? Nothing in the actual special itself made me go, oh, that sucks, except maybe that VFX shot. Well,
we'll get to that. No, because There's a back and forth on the internet about that shot. Yeah.
I thought the special was fantastic, but it felt like I got to watch the first 5 minutes of a movie, and then like I had to step out of the theater for some reason, and then like I sporadically got to step back in like every 20 minutes, and then finally I was able to come sit back down and watch the finale, like the last 15 minutes or something. It was just so discombobulated, and it left so much on the table. And a little later, I don't want to hog the floor too much. I do have a pitch for how they could have done this special, and it would have been, I'd say, perfect. And they would have been able to keep all of the exact same stuff that we saw in the special and then add like an additional hour. And this could have been a phenomenal movie. But that's my main problem with it, is that I just feel like we got 1/3 of what we were supposed to have gotten. And it just feels half-baked and half-assed.
I will say this. I have a lot of great things to say about this. And you texted me yesterday and said, I didn't like it. Like when you were writing the video, and I was like, oh, okay. And then when I watched it, I was like, this is everything I want from a Punisher special, which I'll talk about in a second. I will say, though, the storyline this is based on, Welcome Back, Frank, is, for me, the seminal Punisher story. It's when Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon finished their run on Preacher, which was like a very mature Vertigo comic. And then Marvel was in the late 90s reinventing themselves. They got rid of the comics code, and they said, well, not on all their books yet, but whatever. They got rid of the comics code for this line called Max with cursing and stuff like that, and Nick Fury having orgies. And then they were able to take basically all the guardrails off and do the most brutal Punisher story. And you mentioned this in your breakdown, which is on the channel right now, and it's great. By the way, kudos on catching that homeless guy in the background. I want to talk to you about that later. You got some like great details. I love when I watch one of your breakdowns and I was like, well, I couldn't have done that. But anyways, there's this great part in it where he's like taking out this whole crime family, the Nucci's, and he tosses Ma Nucci into a polar bear enclosure in the zoo, and they eat all of her limbs. And she's just like this marred, disfigured thing, which fuels her hatred for Frank. And you're right. That is told to us in the special, but we don't get to see it happen. It's almost like watching the trailer for Machete, you know, in the front of Grindhouse, but then later getting to watch the actual movie Machete.
It felt like, and Betty Ross, the Hulk's ex-girlfriend, it felt like that.
There was a little bit of newscaster storytelling, wasn't there? Yeah.
And
I mean, the Nucci's were bad, but at least they kept everything under control.
Yeah.
Somebody on the Discord was like, why would the newscaster even know? Like why are we being told from a newscast that the Nucci's were the last crime family involved in the Castle family murder? It's like, would they even know that? Or like, is that public knowledge now out? Or is
Probably.
like, but also that's a retcon. So like, how did they know that the family has also had a hand in that park shooting? I don't know. Shout out to that Discord user. They're active a lot.
On our free to join Discord server, links are below. Ethan, your mic's a little hot. Can you turn down your settings on your end? Just a little bit. Sorry, I tried to do it on my end. I couldn't do it. Sorry for everybody if we blew out your ears there. Go ahead, Colton.
I just want to say that I if they wanted to do a 40-minute just Punisher special, this just wasn't the way to do it. There is a way to like say, just have like a day in the life, like single issue type feel where it's Frank and like it's not his story. Like have it be Punisher getting pulled into someone else's story, like an abusive father is like beating his wife next door or something, and Frank gets pulled into that. You know, like pull him into someone else's story and just let him go ham on them. This was too much. Oh, this is about Frank still dealing with the grief of his family, that's still hunting down these gang members that were involved with the killing of his family. And they wanted to explore his psyche and all that. And if you want to do that, that is something that just calls for a lot more time. If you just want this balls to the wall,
I fundamentally disagree, but I'll get to that in a second. Like, I don't think you need any, there's no subtlety to this, man, but go ahead.
Yeah. I just think if you want this balls to the wall thing, that's just like this 40-minute fun, him killing people in an apartment, there's a way to do that. And you can have it be just that more action-packed, zany, maybe a little goofy, you know, it kind of feel like when did the, was it 2003, that Punisher movie with, what was his name? Thomas Jane. Yeah. Kind of have that feel like, you know, when he was living in the section of that movie where he's living in an apartment with like
which is based on Welcome Back, Frank, and all the friend I was talking about. Yeah.
I think that's a way to do that. This one just felt like the story they went with and the background of the Nucci's. It just felt like it was almost too deep to be like this 40-minute thing. I feel like if you're going to do a 40-minute thing, then like you're saying, Ryan, he is a very surface level character. You have to have a surface level story for it. If you want to try to go deeper, then I personally think you need more time, whether that be like a 4-episode miniseries or a movie. So I'm not just complaining like, oh, arbitrarily, this needed to be an hour and a half, therefore it would have been good. No, I think there are plenty of ways you could have done it 40 minutes and it been good. This just wasn't the story for that.
I'm going to go back at length, but I want to let Ethan and Tommy talk there. If you guys want to have anything to add before I rebut.
Yeah, I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ethan, please.
Sorry. I think this special has brought up a lot of like different viewpoints on Frank, and like, is Frank a complex character? Does he only work when it's just like a balls to the wall, like shoot everybody, kill things character? And I think there's so much like depth to his trauma that they tried to go back on with the like family murder. I do think I like wish this was a different story. For example, when I was doing research for the breakdown, the Nucci's, Frank hunted them. Correct me if I'm wrong. He hunted them because he was like coming back to the Punisher moniker, and the Nucci's were the like big crime family at the time. So he came back and killed. In the comics.
Yeah. He fresh off his time as an avenging angel with Ghost.
Oh yes, right.
He was basically wanting to like make a name for himself, right? Like,
yeah,
hey, I'm back.
And so,
he was just trying to take out the biggest dog in the yard and then work his way down the list. Yeah,
and we could have had that, and like, you know, but it made it interesting in that sense, because in trying to establish himself as the Punisher, he creates another Punisher. He creates Ma Ganucci, the last surviving member of her family, who wants revenge. That's awesome. Why did we need to tie this to the Castle family? That's like a lot of my problems with this special, is like, we're treading the same ground. Like,
but here's the thing. No, I think it's important that we tread that same ground, because Frank always treads that same ground. And you brought this up in your breakdown. You're like, it's like the third retcon they've done of how many people were involved in killing Frank's family. First it was the gangs, and then it was the military. I think it's like Memento. I don't want to spoil the movie, but the whole thing in Memento is the guy's trying to find the person who killed his wife. And by the end of it, you find out he just doesn't actually want to find the person. For him, the quest is more important. I think that Frank Castle, in his mind, doesn't. I don't think the Nucci's had anything to do with killing his family. I don't think they had a damn thing to do with it. I think that I think he's fucking insane, and that's the point of the character. There is absolutely no depth to the Punisher character. That's what makes him great. Spider-Man has layers and layers of depth. I talked about this on our live stream last night. Sorry if people watching saw that, but Spider-Man is somebody who's haunted by guilt. He's trying to grow up. He wants a father figure. All the men in his life are crooks and criminals who infiltrate his life on every level. There's a lot to say there. Batman has a lot to say there. The Punisher is quite simply an 80s action movie, a 1970s subway revenge killer movie. That's it. Family dead, can't cope with trauma, kill people. He is Chuck Norris in mythological form. And that's why I love the character, and that's what I got last night.
I think you are spot on. But I'm sorry, Tommy. I know that we're hogging. I promise you go next.
Well, Colton and I have been waiting to have this argument for 24 hours. I'm really excited to do this. Ethan, Tommy, go away.
We didn't even talk in bed last night.
Okay.
So I think
well, the baby kept us up.
I just think you're spot on with his kill wall. Is like a family tree, and the Nucci's are like the twice removed distant cousins that he has somehow found a way to tie this thread to. Oh, well, if you go here, down to the next room, they're connected to the gang shootout that killed my family. I think you are spot on with that.
They spoke to the kitchen iris once.
Yeah.
And so
he even killed the guy who had nothing to do with the family. Like, he's just somebody who defines himself and his identity through that. And all the stuff where he's going nuts and he's in the apartment and he's taking down these guys like conspiracy wall, his John Nash wall, and he hears Curtis and all these people from all these different. I was like, yeah, man. It felt like. Have you guys ever seen El Mariachi?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Robert Rodriguez's first film was this like 80-minute feature called El Mariachi. It's amazing. Even better, read his book about it called Rebel Without a Crew. Sold his body to science, got $5,000 after a month, got a little camera, went down to Mexico with the people he met in the facility where he sold his body to science. And they shot this action movie. And the action movie contained all of these dream sequences with the mariachi just jumping in these like ruined buildings, like in slow motion. They only did that to fill time. Like, they looked artistic, And they were cool, but they just did it to pad it out to get 80 minutes. And it was a massive hit. And then Desperado and all these other things were sequels to it. That's what, I mean, frankly, I watched this and I was like, yeah, man, let Robert Rodriguez do let Robert Rodriguez do a Punisher. Let it be like this. The Punisher for me always works best when it's a little pretentious and a little dumb with great action in it.
Go,
I don't know, maybe there's
Yes.
Sorry, Tommy. Go ahead.
Well,
we got a ton of super chats and merch to plug too. But
well, we can get to those in just 1 minute.
Well, can I just say?
Boy,
listen,
I've seen presidential debates to stick to the format better than this live stream. I'll tell you that.
Me like Frank could. No, look, Frank is addicted to violence. They say it in the dialogue of the movie. I can't remember if it's his wife or Curtis says you only feel things only make sense when you're not when you're with your family, not when you're pretending to be a normal father and husband, but when you're out there. And when you're addicted to something, you need to have this kind of bank account full of assets to let you, fill your addiction. So the Nucci's they don't matter. It could be any person as long as it gives him justification to kill and commit violence. And that's what I think this is an entire meditation on. The reason why his internal monologue isn't just him speaking to himself, but it's people from his past communicating with him, is to continue to fill this bank account that gives him, the collateral to go out and kill, because that's the only thing that makes sense to him, because it doesn't make sense for your family to all die. It doesn't make sense for your children to be murdered. It doesn't make sense for your wife to be taken from you and all three of them to be taken at the same time. The only thing that makes sense to him is violence. So he needs to continue to build this bank account up by creating fiction enemies, that giving purpose to these enemies, like they were involved in killing my family, whether that's real or not is indifferent. As long as he can justify it to himself that there's some truth in it, and it's clearly bullshit, as most addicts lie to themselves. It's like that is. I could once that line was said that the only time it makes sense is when you're out there. I was like, yeah, that's all this is. This family is just an excuse for him to go commit violence.
Did you think that, by the way, love that observation. I love viewing Frank through the lens of addiction, which actually adds way more layers to him than I usually give him credit for. That's incredible. I have a follow-up question for you, though. Do you think that the point of this special is then Frank coming to terms with, look, it doesn't have to just be about my family. I'm going to keep going out there no matter what, which, 100%. By the way, as Colton pointed out in this breakdown, he's done before. It's like every season the Punisher.
Well, I also... huge shout out to Ethan as well. Ethan helped very much on that breakdown. So
well, and Ethan, and I want to make sure that we shout out Ethan as well. Yeah, it's really good job.
Wow, thank you both.
And I want to shout out myself. I think that the fact that he then created a surrogate family in the convenience store, like the girl reminded him of his daughter. It's like I don't think that he necessarily has moved on from his family. I think he's just proven that
you think.
No. What you're saying though is
I'm answering Ryan's question.
No. But you're right. New York has become his family. You're right.
It's just the situation is just going to exist for him as an excuse. It's all just an excuse. It's all bullshit. He wants to pull triggers on guns and stabs knives into people. So he'll find his daughter in a fire hydrant if that's what it takes to justify killing the person next to the fire hydrant.
And then he kills the dog for peeing on his daughter.
I'm just waiting for somebody to make the meme where it's Punisher in the Brand New Day trailer telling Spider-Man to quit his whimpering, and then it just immediately cuts to like 10 shots of Punisher crying.
All right, we have a ton of super chats, and I want to talk about this visual effect that everybody is complaining about. But first, I want to remind you guys, I'm so proud and excited of this shirt that we have on our sale at our merch store right now, the Boba Fett. And I know as somebody who grew up in a trailer park, this one's near and dear to my heart. It's filled with little Easter eggs. He's wearing the Hut symbol on his hat. There's a pickup truck with the Slave One engines in the back. This is part of our merch sale that we have all month long in May for our May the 4th stuff. All of our Star Wars parody merch is 15% off. We also have shirts like the Tashi Station Power Converter sale. Of course, we have That's Accidentally a Tony Stark shirt that I clicked there. I have friends everywhere. The Docking Bay 94 Retro Garage shirt, Scum and Villainy Welcome. The Apprentice Lives. This absolutely sweet Darth Maul shirt, the Nobody's Ever Really Gone dice from the Millennium Falcon. Darth Vulcan, which is still one of my all-time favorite shirts we've done. Old classics like Hello There. And again, like I said, if you are a ScreenCrush store member at our 5% or $5 tier, you get 15% off our merch store. And this sale stacks with that sale. So you get 30% off. And we're doing other things like the aforementioned watch party, which again has been moved 1 week from today because I don't trust myself to be fully there tonight. And I want to make sure that I'm fully invested and aware, and I have a cold right now. That being said, before we get to the visual effects shot, shall we go to some super chats? We've got a lot here that I want to get to. Store member Philo Rumba from Down Under gave us 15 Australian dollars and said, it was classic Punisher. The framing felt like a comic book. It didn't hold back. Bernthal gave a great performance when he was at the graves. I loved the ending, but it was too soon and I wanted more. Seems like we're on the level there. Did you guys at least like the action?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Also, I guess I'm glad we want more. Maybe they'll make more now. You know, like if the general consensus is it left me wanting more, it feels like that is what will compel, you know, Disney to make more of these, or to make or put the Punisher in more Disney Plus programming. So I understand.
Give him a movie.
Yeah, that would be great.
Or season 3 of his series. And actually, Brandon Cheesebro has a comment here that got my brain working. For $10, he said, it looks like a zombie apocalypse, and in a world with superheroes, none of it made sense. As much as I love Bernthal's Punisher, this felt like a step back instead of an evolution. This was bad. So kind of in the minority with the poll we have. Somebody who flat out didn't like it.
I think the device of telling us the time that she was going to send all of the goons served as a purpose to be like, there's going to be 20 to 25 minutes before first responders are going to realize that there's all hell is breaking loose in this neighborhood. I think that was intentional. You know, like I feel like you could ask why there weren't. Also, I don't know, if I was a beat cop and walked in on, you know, 50 plus with guns and machetes, I might wait for backup.
They established that. You see that cop car, throw it in reverse and get the hell out of there when Punisher is just walking the streets.
Especially movie police officers. I mean, police officers are either portrayed as superheroes in movies or the most craven individuals alive. There's very little like average cops in movies. It's always the two.
And you know, the question of where was Spider-Man is pretty easy to answer. He was fighting supervillains like we see in the opening montage of Brand New Day. And Daredevil is in jail. I also like, we talked about this in our breakdown, but I like the explanation for why he wasn't in Born Again season 2. He was killing people. He was doing his own thing. He didn't give a shit about the Kingpin. The Kingpin didn't kill his family.
Eventually,
I mean, shit. I mean, surely you can draw a line out. Eventually, it'll hit Kingpin. I mean, if you know all these gangs and stuff.
Can't wait till we get there.
Yeah, right. And if you had asked me which I would rather have, this special or him to have been a character in Born Again season 2, I would have rather him appeared in Born Again season 2.
Oh, not me. No, not me at all. Because it would have been more of the same of what we got in season 1 and what we got in season 2 of the Punisher.
Whereas this was very different.
No, this was focused on Frank. This felt more like a little like epilogue to the 2 seasons of the TV show. As far as
I'll give you that. Yeah. And you know, speaking of that, I know we need to get to super chats, but I would have much rather. I was kind of excited thinking that we would get to see what he had been up to those 10 years between the end of Punisher season 2 and the beginning of Born Again season 1. Like there's a huge gap there that I was kind of hoping the special would fill, but no.
I think.
Well, is it canon 10 years? Was he blipped?
Oh.
I've been blipped.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I
don't even know what year it is in the MCU now.
I think it's also implied that his mental health is in stages of deterioration and slow scarring and rebuilding and killing. I think Ryan's, you know, kind of point that there's not a lot to him is I think that is enforced by the fact that like this guy just kills and then has breakdowns and then calluses over those breakdowns enough to go grab a gun again and kill more. Like, I don't think he was doing a lot of diplomatic missions or, you know, I don't think he took a lot of pottery classes in those 10 years.
My dream Punisher story is always that his wife has been alive this whole time, but he disassociates, you know, and convinces himself that she's dead. What I like though about this mention here was the zombie apocalypse, right? I kind of think they're setting up a point where there comes a time in the MCU where I'm just like, can you put Punisher in space, please? Could we please see Punisher kill a bunch of aliens? I kind of just want that to happen. Maybe not as, I don't know, if you keep doing these specials, you can't have him go ham on people in New York anymore. Have him go ham on a bunch of aliens out in space. Sounds like fun.
Unlike his, Charlie Cox and other like TV counterparts, John Bernthal is like a movie star. I would love to see him in Secret Wars. Like personally, like just shooting Doombots with AKs or something. I think that would be cool.
Yeah. But with enhanced, like in Brand New Day, the rumor is he gets enhanced gear from Damage Control, which again, very, very cool if that pops up. GeoCast said, I'm ready, gave us €5 and said, ready to jump on the tiers and get that sweet 15% off once we start shipping to the EU. I know it's hard. I don't know anything about an actual, like how to run the mechanics of the merch store. We're working on it. I'm really sorry. We'll get it done. We don't even go to Canada, which is right next door. Diego Almada gave us 100 pesos. Thank you so much. Said all capital letters. I loved this. Tired of goofy and terrible action sequences. I think he's saying that other action sequences are goofy and terrible and not this one. Leon DX17 gave us $5 and said, hope enough people watch this special so we get a series. It feels like it's setting one up while also being tight enough that it could easily be a one-off. I think 100% people are watching this. Like online numbers, our breakdown numbers, the numbers in the live chat right now, people are into it.
Yeah, I just keep going back to like what was the point? Like if you did a movie, the point is you could do it for 50 million and like pretty much guarantee that you make a profit, and then you could put it on Disney Plus. If you do a show, that gets people to subscribe and stay subscribed for a few months because it's going to run for 2 or 3 months. I'm struggling to see what the business angle is for doing the special. I don't know. Does someone sign up to watch it?
Yeah, but it also sign-ups are the main point with streaming. It's not even about longevity. Every streaming service has the same goal, to get you to sign up and forget that you signed up. But then when you are signed up for something else and you hear like, oh, there's a Punisher special, it tells you, oh, cool, they have Punisher stuff on here too. Maybe I'll go back and watch the series. It's already on there. So plus it's got to be cheap. I don't think it was that expensive to make. I mean, half of it was filmed in one room, and then they have the action sequence, which probably cost a few million, but it wasn't near the budget of a movie.
I tried to look that up for the breakdown, and I found 80 million was the budget. I cannot.
No, I wouldn't think so.
If it is, that is really sad. Like
no way.
Well, you gotta remember, 50 million went to Judith Light. I mean, when you're getting the star of Who's the Boss, you're not going to get her cheap.
That was Judith Light in the wheelchair. Judith Light was Ma Nucci.
There's a chance to take and a chance not to take. Just take the chance and face the wind. An open road and a road less taken. With friends you like around the bend. There's been times
friends you like around the bend.
But now I found at the end was you, okay?
I wanted to join in, but because I also know the lyrics to Who's the Boss. That was incredible. But she's a great actor. I've seen her in Broadway shows, and she was terrible in that part, in that cameo.
Ryan, I loved your text. You go, the actress playing Ma Nucci is horrible. I love it.
Yeah, like I think she was playing at camp on purpose, but
rough. It was pretty overacted, I thought, for a really good actor. Like, and I hate criticizing acting because it's
me too.
So much pressure to make choices, and she clearly made a choice. It just felt very out of whack with what was going. Like she came in and delivered this like kind of like menacing monologue, but it wasn't that menacing, and he's he's half paying attention.
Yeah.
Well, he is he's like, is this real? Like
he really did look like he looked like what is happening? I did what? Who?
That's the thing is I was like, it's Frank Castle, so he definitely did kill those people, but I kept waiting for the reveal to be like it was just part of the task force. They took out the Nucci's and blamed Frank Castle, and then at the very end they show him.
See, you automatically made it cooler. Can I ask, why was she disabled? I must have missed that. Why was she in the chair? Did she get hurt during his attack?
Yeah, she got hurt during the attack. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't see.
I'm pretty sure.
I was kind of unclear on that. Yeah.
Then I thought, like, why didn't he just finish her off then? Like, Frank Castle would not spare somebody. The only time we've seen that is Billy Lucian.
Kill a woman? No, sir.
He's done that.
He's killed plenty of women. I was wondering the same thing. I'm like, are we supposed to think because she has that one bodyguard standing there that's what's keeping Frank from just snapping her neck right now?
He was like, shoot her right now.
Oh, you meant right then. I thought you meant in the flashback. Okay.
No, just right there. Just be like.
Hey, Saggy Bear gave us $2 and said this felt like a last time on Punisher montage. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And by the way, I agree. I would have rather had like an hour and a half movie of this. It was more fleshed out. But I like what I got. Diego Almada gave us another 50 pesos and said, I'm also like Colton, put the Punisher on the big screen, not that Ms. Marvel BS. Well, you know, that's one take. I like Ms. Marvel a lot, and I think she belongs on the small screen. But
I like Ms. Marvel a lot and think they need to make her just a movie character, I think. But yeah.
Well, hopefully I think that is going to happen. Paco gave us $5 and said, I think the special was okay, good acting, but seems like it didn't exist in the same universe as Daredevil. Gratuitous with the violence. Too much? No, not enough.
Oh, I completely disagree. I feel like it very much felt like it was in the universe of Daredevil.
Well, does that
and also more violence,
like,
please.
No references? Like they didn't reference Matt like really
at
at all?
Maybe. They didn't need to.
Like I did
Heather's
catch this morning.
Karen's
there was an ABTF sticker on Maria's grave that we missed. That's the one thing that's like a born again. Like, oh, okay, so this is born again like time right now. And the Karen hallucination.
I wish I hadn't missed that. That's awesome.
I have a question for people more knowledgeable than me. What were the ornaments that were put on his family's graves? The like necklaces and stuff. Were those from him or were those from other people?
No, Ethan and I think decided that it was like people like paying respect to Frank, right?
Yeah, because the Castle family murder is a public knowledge thing.
Right.
And like at the end, he like wipes all the trinkets off. So I doubt it.
Well, they're public knowledge now. They were covered up initially, and then through his trial.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I like that. Or they were trophies that he left behind.
Maybe
from his kills.
He seemed like he was kind of like, what is this shit on this stone?
Yeah, he wipes the first one off very dismissively.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he would do that to the trophies.
Oh, yeah, it's true, too. DS Savant gave us $5 and said, shout out to Colton, Ethan, and everybody for the coverage of the boys. And you were right, Ryan. You are a he, him. Well, I was guessing last night.
Did you just,
no gal would choose this handle.
Censor DS Savant's incredible name?
Dipshit Savant. Dipshit Savant, baby. That's who it is. Yeah, no gal would choose this handle. He said last night. I was like, well, I'm presuming it's a male because I don't know many women who'd be like, just call me Dipshit Savant. It's not something
that broke me yesterday. I will say when you read that with a straight Ryan's like, Dipshit Savant gave us $10 and asked me like, no.
Well, the actual event broke me yesterday. The fact that they revealed nothing and showed nothing last night, and then Liz and I are left like I told the story of Al Capone's vault. Anyways, we're not going to talk about that now. I'm going to have flashbacks. Saggy Bear, friend of the channel, gave us $5 and said better if it connected to Daredevil. A line about how Mayor Kingpin did nothing about this area because of Vanessa's death. At the end, Frank sees news footage of Matt being Daredevil. Well, I think Matt's arrested at the end, but yeah, we could have had a Mayor Kingpin reference or a poster or something.
Yeah, because
that Fisk is not even said once. He's the mayor right now.
No, he's not. He's gone.
I'm assuming that this is like within what is season 2, no? Or if this is right after Matt gets put in jail, I guess, yeah. But you would still say Fisk, you know?
There comes a point where mentioning like in the first season of Born Again, all the Miss Marvel mentions, that was just ridiculous, shouldn't have been in it. There comes a point where it feels shoehorny, but I just realized what I said, I'm sorry. But then there's also a point where it goes
by the way was Ethan's nickname in high school. I picked on the person. Sorry.
There's also a point where it goes too far the other way, where it's like where they're almost, it feels like they're going out of their way not to mention or reference things, and it's like, what? This feels weird. This is supposed to be interconnected. Like, why aren't you acknowledging these other things?
Yeah, but too many interconnections. I don't know. I think a Kingpin. I think there was a line in the newscast thing that said the Nucci's were tough, but they kept everything under control. I thought they said the Kingpin, and I thought that would have been better.
I think they should have said Devil of Hell's Kitchen, former boyfriend of She-Hulk, has been sent to She-Hulk's ex-boyfriend.
Not Karen Page.
That is a long-running tradition, though. Go back and do an MCU rewatch. It was subtle at first, but they have been using newscasters to explain things since Iron Man. Like they had Jim Cramer show up and explain the Stark stock was falling. Guardians of the Galaxy uses space news to explain the plot of the film. Well, the Kree have reached a deal with the Xandarians. Like they've done it so much, but you're right, Colton. In Brave New World, it was like Harrison Ford and the fake, we're not going to have Ross to kick around anymore. Terrible.
Can you believe that's the only MCU film my father has seen?
I mean, that's kind of great. You should show him this. I actually thought my dad would love this because this is the kind of movies that me and my dad would rent on the weekends. In fact, I think we rented the Dolph Lundgren Punisher.
Nice.
And I was like, this isn't. He's not wearing the skull. What is this?
Yeah.
Ellie Holmes gave us $5,
but I'm still blocked, so I can't.
Oh man. Well, Tommy, you just took it too far, like you always do, man. I don't know what to tell you.
And that's why
I want to be on your side, but Ellie Holmes gave us $5 and said it was fun to watch. Wish it was longer. Feels like it was for people to do quick homework on the character before Brand New Day, which might also be a reason they did it. But I don't know, Colton. I don't think you want to tell somebody, oh yeah, before you watch the Spider-Man movie, watch this ultra violent.
Yeah. Hey, just so you know, in Brand New Day, he's probably not going to stab a guy with like a knife the size of a pen 18 times and then continue stabbing him in the face after he's killed him.
Was that a knife? Because I thought it was a pin. And then I was like, how is he stabbing this guy in the face with a pin?
Maybe
that is a sharp pin. And
that's a John Wick move.
Yeah, and it was like a big pin, or not even, it was like an off-brand big pin. I don't know. It was weird.
I don't know. Let's try it.
It was that pin. That's the pin. It was that kind of pin.
Well, I went in and got a coffee from Andre Royo's bodega after that guy was killed, so I just took the pen while I was
Try it. See if it works.
Great actor too, Andre Royos. Hey, I got a question for you here. This is a good interconnected question from the Outcast Kid, $5. Why is Marvel not referencing or hinting at what Sam Wilson's doing, but they can show, they say Sentry's Tower, but it's Avengers Tower, and Rogers the Musical posters? It's infuriating. I don't think what Sam's doing is that public.
Yeah.
No?
I mean, he just mentioned it to Torres. Sam, is it? I forgot. Joaquin Torres in the hospital, and then he starts going to recruit.
Isn't it a bigger deal that the president turned into a Hulk and wrecked the top of the White House? I'm surprised that has not been mentioned. Anyway, people gripe so much about the giant in the Indian Ocean, and nobody seems to mind that, like the Hulk. We're still talking about Nixon resigning. That was 50 years ago. And this is a much bigger deal than that. Nobody's mentioned it.
I guess in the context of the universe they're in, it's just another day. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess, but like everybody complaining about the Kingpin, I'm surprised nobody said, well, I mean, what do you expect? Look at the precedent that's been set at the White House. Because that would require people to watch Brand New Day, I guess. Phase 1 gave us another $5 and said it didn't feel like the Frank Castle we left off with on Netflix. I was confused as to what drove him this crazy. He's pretty crazy in Born Again Season 1.
Yeah, it's that one.
Yeah. Maybe you didn't see Season 1, but that's 100% where he's at.
It connects fine, I think, to Born Again Season 1. What felt weird, was how we find him in Born Again Season 1 after where we left him in Season 2. That's what felt a little odd. Yeah. And like
because
leaving me wondering what happened.
I think we're just seeing this cycle with him where he thinks his mission's done. He wants his mission to be done. That's what Punisher Season 2 is about. He hits the road and then he gets pulled in. And
I tell you, Punisher Season 2, like if you watch Punisher Season 2 and then watch Spider-Man Brand New Day, I think that's a good transition because I
think so.
Yeah.
Season 2 is so good, man. I love it. Rick X Taylor gave us $5 and said, did the Nucci's work with the hand to put a hit on both Murdoch and Castle? How does this tie together? Thank you for what you guys do. Nah, I don't think they worked with the hand. I don't think it ties together. I just think it's a crime family.
If I could go off of this question, because I don't think the Nucci's care about Daredevil at all, right? But when I heard about this special, I was like, oh, Punisher gets a special and it's probably going to be violent as hell. But it's like the first thing that has a Punisher name in the connected MCU, like after the Netflix special. Yeah. I was so hoping that Ma Ganucci like found a superpowered mercenary. Like she just put a bounty on Frank Castle's head. I would have loved to see Frank tangle with somebody that had some sort of enhanced strength or something like that. You could pull out any list of like villain characters that are like, I want money. I see a bounty. I'm going to go after this guy. Like have that be the like big interesting spin on this special,
Yeah, I think you're right, Ethan. It was missing the boss battle. The boss battle was the guy at Andre Roy at Dre's cafe, and it was just a random skinhead.
Imagine if you were at
the
that
boss
cafe.
Battle. Oh, you mean the random skinhead then? Okay, sorry. The boss battle is the guy who killed the dog.
Oh, that's true. That was a really easy boss battle, though.
Mickey.
I will say I agree with that there was no point when watching this that I would like feared for Frank. Like it was like watching Jedi tear through battle droids. It's like, okay, well, we know where this is going.
I use this comparison, like watching that big action set piece. It was good, but I was like, this is just somebody playing COD Zombies. There's an endless horde of no names charging at this guy with an assault rifle. What do you think is gonna happen? Like,
hell yeah, Dynasty Warriors, baby, make it
cool.
happen.
No, I love it. I loved it. It was
yeah.
awesome. But I was like, oh, imagine if
we should address.
And then a big wheel showed up, or some big wheel, some stupid villain showed up and tried to kill him.
Well, we should address this, the elephant in the room here. So Corey Candrell gave us $5 and address this, but let's show the shot real quick, right? Let's show this shot that everybody's talking about. Here we go.
I just looped it, so this is gonna be.
Okay, this is where he lands, and everybody's like, "Oh, it looks like a PlayStation effect. How did Marvel let this happen? They didn't finish the visual effect." Well, guess what, gang? According to the Hollywood Reporter, that was a practical effect. And this is what Corey Candrell just said in the super chat for $5. Here's the quote. Critics, oh no, and a damn ad popped up on this on the page here. I should have my NordVPN on. I don't. So it's the ad blocker is not working. Give us just a second. So it says that a source that is close to the Hollywood Reporter has confirmed that this shot was done with practical effects. And the only visual effect there was replacing the stunt performer's face with Bernthal's face.
Yeah.
And
this is it.
And they weirdly...
oh, there you go. Yeah. Thanks, Ethan.
Brandon Davis made a great point on Twitter, on X, that they also took the pad out from what that, like, you know, air conditioning unit or whatever he's falling into, and just replaced it with another metal box instead of, like, you know, the insulation or whatever would be inside that contraption. It's just metal on top of metal, which I think looks a little bit hokey when you see him land in it.
It looks like a digi-double, but you're saying it's are we sure that they didn't mask like his entire, like the Punisher skin? And when I say skin, I mean like the costume and the face and all that just over. Like
I'm not sure of anything. I don't have this file on my computer, but I can believe that that's what it is, especially when you bring up like, everything behind him, they would have taken out.
Yeah. And look how the body's moving. Like if they're
almost,
claiming, we had a stunt guy do the fall and then like we track the whole thing and put visual effects over it, okay, fine. Like if they're just saying it's not like a 100% digital shot, but there is definitely some digital like objects there. Like that movement is not
the background is. That's the thing. You have to remember when you're landing on a big pad like that, you're landing completely different from how you would on a big metal thing, you know what I mean? So it doesn't look good, but it's the kind of thing where it's like, look, you're only noticing that because it's on streaming, because we have these big TVs now. It's the kind of thing where 10 years ago, nobody would have seen that at all on network TV. Rusted Valor gave us $5 and said this felt like a longer version of a student film I'm making in college. Still great. 100%. It was a short film. I loved it. Yeah. Like I want more little short films like this. Yeah. Malik 6091 give us $10. Friend of the channel Malik said, I'm late today, but my thoughts, love the action, love the performance, but the plot was half baked. Unfortunately, I was just a tad bit left down after finishing season 2 of The Punisher, which is fire. Couldn't agree more about Punisher season 2. One of the best seasons of MCU TV.
Ryan, I have a question. So you say that he's a very, like, you know, not very deep character.
I think he's fundamentally one-dimensional. Yeah.
So if I were to say that.
Wait, can I make an amendment to that? The one thing about Frank I think is deep and makes him a more interesting character is his service to our country. The fact that they leaned into that and his Marine Corps background and what the Marines did to him, and that's a big part of the Punisher season 1 and 2 as well. That part of him I think is a lot more detailed and nuanced, but that is not why Punisher does what he does. He does what he does for revenge, but then his background is like what provides him the means to do that. Sorry, so go ahead.
Yeah, I just really think, I think that John Bernthal as Punisher, and I know he doesn't have the same following as Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. It's not near the cultural impact as that character. But I do think there's a world where you could have done a Logan-esque, like lone wolf and cub type story that had like the same quality as like a Logan movie to it. Like I think it could go that deep specifically with this version of the character. And I think that's what I really wanted out of this.
Yeah, you totally could. Kara Sigrin just gave us $5 and said the best way to reboot the Marvel Universe is to have the Punisher kill them all, which is, they've done that comic. But you're right. A kind of end of times Punisher is a great idea too, to just see like, what is that like when Punisher is the last person standing? like the original Old Man Logan comic. It would be really fun. Corey Mayo gave us $2, has a great question. Want to get to this kind of, just to give us a one-word answer, what special do we want to see next? If we have to see, Colton, these like short specials, what stories or characters do you think only merit these little short bites?
I've got an answer if you guys want to think.
Yeah, go.
Bullseye. Give me what's Bullseye up to in Asia helping Mr. Charles, and like what is that like seeing a new Dex's like routine, but now that he's a different type of government agent now, kind of like let loose.
My answer is Baron Zemo.
Oh, that would be awesome.
The MCU's those Batman. 2 characters. I can't believe we haven't seen him in 5 years. The guy's, it's like he's an amazing villain, an amazing character. He's better in the MCU than he is in the comics.
Yeah. Could you imagine like a conversation between those 2 fight scenes over, and then like they're talking, and Zemo's like, "You're not a super soldier." It's just like, oh, yeah. He's like, "What's that?" Dex is just like, "No, I can just do. I'm just doing.
I'm really good at shit." I hope Dex is not a mutant, by the way. I want to throw that out there. I know we've talked about that. I really hope that he just doesn't have that. Colton, Tommy, do you guys have?
I hope he is. I want him to be on like X-Force or something like doing missions.
He can be on X-Force anyways. I just think he's more interesting if he's like just a normal guy who is so focused and weird. He can do that stuff.
I can't honestly answer the question because I despise the format. I think it's a cheap format that is best served for like guys like us if we want to make a fan film and we only have so many resources, like so much time, so much money, so much access to location and cast. This is the type of thing that we can make and put it on YouTube. When you're Disney, you have the luxury of being able to do something more than a little 40-minute thing. So I'm just not a fan
holiday special, the Guardians holiday special.
That's fine.
Like they built this giant set and they said, let's do a quick film. Let's do a quick
I would have rather the Punisher holiday special. Punisher saves Christmas.
Hey, way better than Happy Hogan saves Christmas.
He finds
I like the idea. Maybe that's what I would like to see. Maybe I'd like to see the specials tie in to what they're releasing. If they just go, let's just do an extra thing. Or Tommy, you got one?
Do it. I do. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, do like a, what's it called when each, like that show, Black Mirror, where each episode is different. Like do a series, anthology, do an anthology series that has a Bullseye episode, a Punisher episode, of this, of that. I think that'd be cool.
I think if under the current utilization of these shows or these special presentations, I don't have a great one, but if they were to use them as like gap fillers, information fillers, I'd love a Val special presentation. Something she excellent. One of her projects, or whose name I just remembered because I was thinking of her. I was calling her the shot caller, Sharon Carter, but she's the power broker. I couldn't remember what her moniker was. Caller. So I was like, who's the shot caller? Sharon Carter.
But who's that character that's really good at the game Horse? Who is that?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Coulson.
Coulson
would be a good one because he did the one shots that back when the first phase of the MCU, the Marvel one shots. Those were Coulson led, so that would be cool.
I like the idea that things that are in the peripheral too. Like I don't know if you guys ever read this comic called Marvels, which is the point of view of a photographer who just like takes pictures of superheroes. So you see like ground level effects of things. So you don't like the X-Men, for instance. There's an issue about mutants, but it's about anti-mutant hysteria. And when he sees the X-Men, they're terrifying. Like they look weird, and Cyclops has one red glowing eye, and it's strange. And then it shows how people in the normal world perceive these characters. That'd be kind of fun too, and on a more modest budget.
You could do Steve Rogers returning the stones, but we bring put
that
it
up
in a movie.
This is a good name. Woke Morty gave us $5.
Morty, we're woke.
That's just Morty, I think, right?
You're gonna cancel us, Morty. We're too woke.
We're woke, Morty.
Maybe before Justin Roiland.
Morty, give everyone health care, Morty. It's too crazy to give them all health care. Everyone will be well to live forever, Morty.
Woke Morty and
Rick,
conservative.
I really don't want to get canceled. I don't want to get canceled, Rick. I just think that like the girls really like. All right, gave us $5 and said he's here for Tommy. Miss you from the new Rockstars Break Room Days. Special was fantastic, apart from the CGI flop on that roof. The dog scene was crazy. Glad that dude got his. You and me both, man.
Well,
and the old man crying.
In our break room. Yeah.
There he is. Now he is always on break.
Yeah.
Gavin the Goliath gave us £2 and said, "Bring a box of T-shirts to the UK with my mom." There you go.
I was just gonna say I will mule T-shirts up to Canada if we get enough people that want to buy them. I'll bring a big box of T-shirts up to the border, and you guys can all come collect them. From me, the original power broker, the original.
The thing is,
you're like Rue from Euphoria.
Our T-shirts are print on demand, right? And so what we could, in theory, do is like people could buy them and ship them to like a distribution center, and then we could have people there mail them. But when doing that, it's going to be so much more expensive. Like you're adding a whole group of people there who got to get paid. I just think, Tommy, you should do it while you're on break.
That's right. Yeah, just hit me up, guys. Find me. Go subscribe to my OnlyFans, and I'll go ahead and get you guys some shirts.
Yeah,
that's a
mule shit to Austria or wherever else it's got to go.
Last night, I was annoying my wife with kind of bitching about the Punisher special.
The baby.
And,
the Punisher special.
Yeah. Why is it hungry?
Why is it doing this?
Why is it crying?
And if you're listening to us on podcast platforms, you're better off not seeing the gesture that Colton just made. That's terrible. We are on all podcast platforms.
You know, in Homecoming, when Vulture says to Shocker, "Oh, calling yourself the Shocker." Oh, I Shocker. As I was complaining about it, it's like he's just running around. Oh, I'm the Punisher. Oh, I punish people. And I just naturally said that during my complaint.
Diego Almada gave us another 100 pesos and said not to throw shade on Ms. Marvel. It's we like Ms. Marvel. It's okay, but I'm tired of the MCU tone on gags and fear of making something for adults. That's a good point. Same on Star Wars, please. Tommy, come to Mexico. There you go, Tommy. Yeah, I get it.
Once I'm legally allowed to leave the country, I will. I promise.
The country? I thought you weren't allowed to leave the state.
I'm not supposed to leave my house, Ryan.
I was damn it. It's right there. I almost had it.
Missed me by 1 second. Yeah, I mean, those ankle monitors are a bitch, man. They really are. Like, I was going to say, can't even begin to tamper with those.
Once I get this collar off my wrist, I can come be anywhere I want to be.
It looks strikingly like a power
dog collar.
Yeah.
Well, power cords.
Victor Pate gave us $10 and said, "Look." Oh, it said, okay, there's going to be a device that detects all enhanced people and only Punisher can handle in the Secret Wars movie. A device that detects all enhanced people and only the Punisher can handle it. Okay, so I don't really get that. Do you guys think the plot point there in the Secret? Yeah, I mean,
enhanced at all.
I don't think it would be a Secret Wars plot device, but a Mutant Saga plot device. Yeah,
absolutely.
I love the idea of Punisher being super involved in the Mutant Saga, and for severe lack of a better phrase, and you guys can tell me what the proper one would be. I like the idea of like an underground railroad type thing where Punisher is like saving mutants. I think that'd be really cool, and that's what they're setting up with Jean Grey.
It's funny you bring up Jean Grey because Bubba Slump, who's now been a member for 2 months and is a member of our ScreenCrush staff tier, enjoy that 15% discount in the watch parties, said, "I was really expecting Shathra to show up." That's just the kind of deep commitment to a bit we love here on ScreenCrush Rewind.
Who said she wasn't there? Maybe she was controlling the visions, Frank.
She's a cosmic wasp god. She was in the background in one image.
VX Odessa gave us $2 and said Frank in Brand New Day is going to be the PG Punisher. That's well done.
The Paganisher?
The Paganisher. The Outcast Kid, friend of the channel, gave us $2 and said the void was traumatic for New York. Why has no one mentioned it? Dude, maybe that's what Frank was doing. Maybe he was in the void the whole time. Maybe this was his shame room. That would have been amazing.
Or that's what knocked him off his rocker again.
Yes! I love it. I don't know. Did they ever establish if Thunderbolts happens before or after Thunderbolts? Or not Thunderbolts, sorry. If Daredevil Born Again Season 1 happens before or after Thunderbolts?
Whichever came out first.
I'm pretty sure Thunderbolts came out first.
Did you guys see The Watcher was in the background of the Punisher special presentation?
Shut up.
Where?
Yeah, no, it's just like, like two eyes were just like right here.
I was right.
You were right. You were right. I was wrong. I made fun of you. Brad Winderbaum specifically went on interviews and said, by the way,
my boy B. Windy backing us up.
I mean, he could have just said that after the fact. he could have totally just said that after the fact.
It doesn't help that I have some terrific blackmail on him and may have said it.
I need
the best blackmail. Nobody's got blackmail like me. Sorry, Ethan, what were you saying?
I was saying, I need to win this argument. Please say it was the Watcher right now.
I just want to say what they're doing to Frank Castle. It's, it's really unfair. It's terrible what happened to him.
Terrible what happened to Frank Castle. Corey Candor gave us another $2 just to shame me for not saying dipshit savant. Sorry.
Yes,
Corey. I've said it like 8 times now. I didn't even think about it when I read it. I was trying to clean up my act. So that takes us through the super chats, at least up to this point. We're about to wrap up, but I want to ask you guys before we go. And by the way, remind you guys, our X-Men live stream is going to be next Wednesday, not tonight, 8 o'clock. We have links to it up on our post. And also our merch sale is running all through this month with shirts like the brand new Boba Fett and, of course, the Docking Bay 94 and several others, 15% off through the end of the month. I want to go through just everybody and quickly get what was your rose, what was your thorn from this special? Colton.
Rose, his performance. He gives a stellar performance. Thorn, it was way too short. Yeah.
Tommy.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Great performance, too short. Yeah.
My rose was just how unhinged they made him. Like just that we got the Punisher Max, like just gonna kill everybody that gets in his way. He literally emerges like a demon from hell on fire to like go get to get everybody. My thorn was, I guess, just I'm always a sucker for I want things to connect, and it didn't have that much connectivity to outside Marvel projects. But that's a little thorn, baby thorn.
I mean, AVTF sticker is pretty big, and we didn't even have it in our damn breakdown. We should put it.
I didn't even notice it because I was too busy looking at those beautiful graves.
Little prick.
The Star gave us $2 and said, "Good news from Ma Nucci. She has a silent G." I thought we said that. And Corey Mayo gave us another $2 and said, "Sending hate from Fresno, California. Great show, boys." Ethan, what was your rose? What was your thorn?
My rose is all the psychological stuff going on with Frank Castle. I think is so interesting. Bringing back Curtis and having Karen there, but not really there. Like, if we just expanded on that, I would have been perfectly happy with this. And then Thorn, I think same thing as Tommy. Connect me to something. Like we just talked about how Shame Room, Thunderbolt's connection would be amazing. Mention Matt Murdock, Fisk. Bring us somewhere. Like, he's gonna go from this to Spider-Man. I would hate to like start Brand New Day with like, well, Webhead, see, I finally discovered what it meant to be a hero, but I'm still gonna kill people.
Why is like Wilson Fisk? Why
is gruff voice? I just
call him Webhead. He wouldn't call him Red, I guess.
No, he wouldn't call him Red.
Yeah, maybe call him Guy in Spider outfit because that's what they call him on the Disney Plus show. Man in a spider costume.
See, even a line like that, I would have pointed at the screen and been okay with it.
Look, I just want to take a second here just to say, look, the fact that we have this at all. I remember a time, Gandalf 1,000 years ago when we had Dolph Lundgren Punisher, when we had Tom Jane Punisher, when we just could never have dreamed.
Whoa.
Well, Tom Jane Punisher is fine. They said it in Miami, for God's sake. Like, why is he in Florida? Like, when like people, the corporations and the studios ran away from the source material, and now even in limited form, they're fully embracing it. And I just think this is a down payment on some badass future Punisher stuff, and I can't wait for it. All right, we're gonna have to. Okay,
they're embracing that Netflix era even more. So
yeah,
I think that's good.
And I hope it pays off because it's risky because not everybody saw those shows, but this did a good job of telling us, like, if you're a fan, you know who Karen is, Curtis, everybody great. And if not, you get it. It's somebody from his past.
And it's super smart because it just made Disney Plus home to a big catalog of stuff that, they can market as, hey, you need to come watch this stuff if you haven't seen it. Yeah.
And watch our breakdown on the channel right now by Colton and Ethan and the rest of the ScreenCrush team. Ethan, thanks for joining us. I promise we'll come up with a really fun nickname for you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Tommy, look at the time. You got to mule some t-shirts to Mexico, don't you?
Guys, I swear I loved the Punisher very much. Please put those down. Ryan, I had a great time talking to you about the incredible Disney Plus special presentation or Punisher One Last Kill. Please don't kill me. Please don't make me the last. All right. We don't know what happened to Tommy there, and hopefully he'll join us next time and was not executed by the Disney overlords. And Colton, you can find him here on our channel or his own channel, which is linked below. Thanks for all your coverage of Punisher. See you soon.
And we want to hear from you guys down in the comments below, or you can at me on Twitter, Blue Sky Threads, or on our free to join Discord server, or follow me on Substack. And keep the controversy, the comments, and the arguing going on down in the comments. Just be civil to one another, please. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe, smash that bell for alerts. For ScreenCrush, I'm Ryan Airy.